What if your home is quietly adding to your stress and you don't even realise it? We often think we just need more space, better furniture, or a deep clean. But the truth is, peace at home starts with mindfulness, not money, stuff, or a spotless house. In this video, I'll show you how to create a home that feels good, one mindful habit at a time. So, come and spend the day with me at home. A home that's not perfect, but one that I've learnt to make peaceful and full of presence. Today is one of those cosy days that I love the most. A bit of baking, some light tidying, and time to simply slow down and enjoy the quiet rhythm of home life. It's simple, it's real, and it's the kind of day that always reminds me how good it feels to be right where I am. And while we do that, I thought we could have a chat about how to make a home feel a little bit more intentional and mindful. And we're starting today with my morning routine. The way you start your morning really does shape the tone for your entire day. For me, mornings are when I'm most productive. They're actually my busiest time for house chores. It's when I like to reset my space, tidy things up, and give the house a little refresh before the day properly starts. Now, I know a lot of mindful living advice encourages you to start slow, to sip your tea, meditate, or ease gently into the morning, and that's a beautiful approach. But personally, I've found that what brings me peace is getting things done first. I like to move through my small daily chores early. Things like emptying the dishwasher, vacuuming the floors and making the beds, and just putting everything back in its place. Once those things are done, the house feels lighter, my mind feels clearer, and I can actually sit down with my coffee and enjoy it without that background feeling of I should be doing something. I did try starting slow for a while, having my coffee first, relaxing before tackling chores, but what usually happened was that the day got away from me. Things would pile up and I'd end up feeling behind. So now I treat my morning chores as my version of mindfulness. It's active, but it's grounding. There's something calming about simple repetitive tasks, like the sound of the vacuum or the rhythm of tidying up, and it really lets my thoughts settle while my hands are busy. Of course, that is just what works for me. For you, it might look completely different. Maybe your mindful morning means journaling, stretching, or stepping outside for a walk before you do anything else. And that's the beauty of it. Mindfulness isn't about copying someone else's routine, it's about creating one that supports your energy and your needs. I think there's a bit of a misconception that living mindfully always has to mean being slow, still or quiet, but sometimes mindfulness looks like momentum. It's about being fully present, whether you're meditating or mopping the floor. So for me, doing those chores first thing is an intentional choice. It's my way of creating calm through movement, of clearing space, both physically and mentally, so that the rest of the day feels lighter. My second tip is to zone your home with intention. Every room in your home has the potential to serve you, but only if you're clear about what it's for. I know that sounds simple, almost obvious. Of course our rooms have a purpose, right? But it's amazing how easy it is to forget that. Before you know it, the dining table becomes your office, the spare room turns into storage, and the living room starts to feel more like a dumping ground than a place to unwind. So when I talk about zoning your home for purpose, what I really mean is getting intentional about how you want to feel in each space, and what you actually want to do there. So ask yourself, when I walk into this room, what energy do I want it to hold? Is it a space for rest, creativity, connection, or focus? For me, the biggest challenge has always been my office. It's a bit of a disaster zone at times. It's where I tend to put half-finished projects and random bits of paperwork and anything that doesn't have a proper home yet. And I've realised that when my office feels chaotic, my mind feels chaotic too. It directly affects my focus and creativity. So keeping that space minimal, calm and clear is something I've learnt to try and make a priority. Over time, we've worked really hard to make sure every room in our home has a clear and intentional purpose. Our living room, for example, is purely for relaxing and connecting. It's where Blaise and I curl up to watch TV and chat about our day. It's where we host friends. So we've made it feel really cosy and social, with soft lighting, warm blankets and scents that make it inviting. It's not about being perfect, but it is about creating the feeling we want to experience there. When you give each space a defined role and design it around that intention, your home starts to flow more naturally. You stop fighting against clutter or confusion, and instead your environment begins to support the rhythm of your day, not compete with it. And that's what a mindful home is, really. A place that quietly aligns with the life you want to live. And that brings us to number 3, which is consider your clutter. Is your stuff making you feel good? Clutter isn't just visual, it's emotional too. It affects how you feel in your home. And don't worry, I am not talking about throwing everything out or living a perfectly minimalist lifestyle. One quick look around my house will tell you that I am definitely not a minimalist. But clutter, even in small amounts, has a way of weighing on us. It can make a space feel heavy, dark, and a little claustrophobic, like there's no room left to breathe. For a long time, I held on to things that carried guilt or that someday energy. The clothes I might wear again, or the books I'd eventually read, the gadgets I was sure I'd find a use for. But I have learned that every single item in your home holds a tiny bit of your attention, and when your attention is scattered across hundreds of forgotten things, your peace of mind gets scattered too. Now, when I look around, I try and ask myself one simple question. Does this make me feel good? If the answer is no, then it might be time to let it go. It's such a small mindset shift, but it's made a huge difference. The more space I clear physically, the more space I feel mentally. It's like the air in the house changes, it's lighter, calmer and freer. We've actually built a bit of a rhythm around this at home. A few times a year we intentionally declutter different areas. Wardrobes, cupboards, the kitchen drawers that somehow attract everything. And to be honest, we usually end up removing a few things almost every month. It's become a gentle habit rather than a big overwhelming task. In fact, that's one of my small chores for today. I've been going through our wardrobes and a few storage spots, pulling out items that we don't wear or use anymore. So I've been slowly selling them secondhand online. Just a few little pieces at a time. What's lovely about this process is that it's had a bit of a triple benefit. Not only are we cleaning out space and creating more calm, but we're also earning a little extra money back. And maybe the best part, those items are finding new homes where they can actually be used and loved again. There's something really special about knowing that a dress I once wore or a book I once loved might make someone else smile. It makes the act of letting go feel less like loss and more like renewal. And I think that's the heart of it. Decluttering isn't about getting rid of things for the sake of it. It's about creating room for peace, for clarity, and for the life you're living right now. So number 4, find time to enjoy your home. It is so easy to treat our homes as just a place to eat and sleep, a functional backdrop for our daily lives. But your home can mean so much more than that. It can be a source of joy, creativity and inspiration, if you allow it to be. Our home should feel like a sanctuary, a place that brings calm and comfort and happiness. And one of the simplest ways to cultivate that is to make time to actually enjoy your home and the activities you love. Whether that's video gaming, sewing, reading, painting or hosting friends. These moments of enjoyment matter. Earlier we talked about giving each room a clear purpose and intention. Well, now is when that purpose comes to life, when you actually use your space for what it's meant to do. For me, today is about baking. Baking used to be a big hobby of mine, but over the years I'd forgotten how much joy it brought me. And I've decided to make it a habit again. Not just using the kitchen as a place to quickly prepare dinner, but as a space to slow down, enjoy the process and create something delicious. So I made these Halloween-themed cupcakes, which were a lot more delicious than they looked. But enjoying your home doesn't have to mean a big activity or long project. Sometimes it's in the small everyday rituals. Watering the plants and noticing the extra greenery they bring. Sitting quietly in the living room with a cup of tea or coffee. Or pausing to appreciate the photographs and artwork you've collected over the years. These little moments remind you that your home is a reflection of who you are and how you want to feel. Making time to enjoy your home also changes your perspective. It reminds you that home isn't a project to perfect, it's a place to live in, to savour and to inhabit fully. When you consciously create these moments of presence, your home begins to feel alive. It radiates warmth, care and intention, and that energy naturally supports your happiness and peace of mind. And for number 5, we are back with routines. And that's the intentional habit of ending the day with an evening routine that makes tomorrow a little bit easier. Evenings are the perfect opportunity to reset. They're not just a time to wind down, they're a chance to prepare your mind, your home and your day ahead. Over time, I found that ending my day with intention doesn't just make me feel calm in the moment, it actually makes tomorrow feel so much easier. My evening routine includes a few small tasks that help set up my morning for success. I do a quick tidy of the main living spaces downstairs, making sure that everything's in its place. I fill the dishwasher and switch it on and wipe down the kitchen surfaces, and of course give the sink a little scrub. These simple actions take just a few minutes, but they create a sense of order that carries through to the next day. I also prepare for tomorrow wherever I can. That's picking out my clothes for the day, packing my bag if I have an early outing, or taking any food out of the freezer that needs defrosting. Each small step is about removing friction from the morning, so I can start the day calm and focused and intentional rather than feeling rushed or stressed. Once these tasks are done, it is finally time to truly relax. Whether I read a few pages of a book, sip a cup of tea, or simply lie down and breathe. This part of my routine signals to my mind and my home that the day is complete. It's a gentle reminder that everything that needed attention has been cared for and now it is okay to rest. These small nightly rituals might seem simple, but they have a profound effect. They help me leave the day behind, ease into sleep more peacefully, and wake up the next morning with a sense of readiness for the day. Ending the day with intention turns the ordinary act of getting ready for bed into something mindful. A closing of the day that honours both my home and myself. A mindful home isn't just about how it looks, it's about how it feels. It's about creating spaces that support you, routines that nurture you, and an environment that reflects calm rather than chaos. When you start your mornings with intention, zone your spaces thoughtfully, let go of what no longer serves you, and carve out extra time to enjoy moments that bring you joy, everything begins to shift. Your home starts to mirror the life you want to live, becomes a place of peace, not pressure. Each thoughtful choice, whether it's a small tidy or a moment spent baking, or simply sitting with a cup of tea, is a brick in the foundation of that calm. Over time, these little mindful moments add up, creating an atmosphere that feels lighter, warmer, and more supportive. The beauty of a mindful home is that it works quietly, almost invisibly. You may not even notice it at first, but gradually your energy changes. You breathe easier, you move through your day with more ease, and feel a subtle but profound sense of presence. Ultimately, creating a mindful home isn't about perfection or keeping up with trends. It's about designing a space and a life, one that feels nourishing, intentional, and true to who you are. Let me know in the comments how you're making your home a little bit more intentional and mindful. I would love to hear your ideas. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day.